Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine this: a coin so ordinary, so familiar, that it could be hiding in your dresser drawer, a jar of change, or even beneath the cushions of your couch. Yet, that same coin, a 1985 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, could be worth up to $965,000 in today's rare coin market. That's right, a single penny turning ordinary Americans into unexpected millionaires. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But the truth is, some of these rare 1985 D pennies are changing lives and rewriting the rules of numismatic wealth. Now, before you assume that your spare change couldn't possibly hold that kind of value, stop right there. Because what I'm about to share with you could make you look at every single penny you own in a completely different light. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this small copper coin such a powerful piece of American history, and why collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on one. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1985. Ronald Reagan is in the White House. The economy is booming. And deep inside the Denver Mint, millions of Lincoln pennies are rolling off the presses. Most are ordinary, mass-produced, worth just a cent. But somewhere in that sea of copper-plated zinc, something extraordinary happened. A few coins were struck perfectly wrong. These ultra-rare 1985 D Lincoln pennies feature minting anomalies so precise, so unusual, that experts call them the ghost strikes of the mid-80s. Some of these coins were struck on pure copper planchets meant for earlier issues. Others bear doubled dies, misaligned features, or surfaces that shimmer differently under the light, a telltale sign of minting perfection gone beautifully wrong. Each of these subtle differences tells a story, one that collectors value not just for rarity, but for legacy. Here's where it gets thrilling. One of these rare error pennies recently sold for nearly $965,000 at a private auction, shocking even veteran collectors. And demand hasn't cooled down. In fact, the value of rare Lincoln pennies has been skyrocketing in the past decade. People who once brushed them off as just old change are now realizing they've been sitting on tiny gold mines this whole time. And now, let's pause for a second. If you had a coin jar worth nearly $1 million hiding in plain sight, would you even know? Go ahead, take a second to picture it. Funny, right? We always dream of buried treasure, but sometimes, the treasure's been jingling in our pocket the entire time. The truth is, the 1985 D penny represents more than just a piece of currency, it's a time capsule. A fragment of America's craftsmanship, resilience, and evolution. Collectors crave this coin not only because it's rare, but because it embodies a turning point in minting history, the bridge between the solid copper pennies of the past and the zinc-cored ones of the modern age. But here's the catch: these coins are disappearing fast. With every passing year, fewer pristine examples remain. Many are being locked away in private collections, never to return to the market again. This creates a frenzy, a sense of urgency, because when rarity meets demand, values soar beyond imagination. That's exactly what's happening right now. So, the real question is, could you be holding one? Could that 1985 D penny in your drawer, your car's cup holder, or your old coin jar be the next one to change your life forever? Now imagine discovering it, getting it authenticated, and realizing you're holding a piece of American history worth nearly $1 million. Picture the freedom that comes with that. Paying off your debts. Traveling. Living the life you've always dreamed of, all thanks to a 1-cent coin that most people would overlook. And if you're wondering what to do next, the answer is simple: start looking. Examine your coins. Study the mint marks. Feel the weight, the texture, the shine. You never know when luck, or rather, opportunity, might strike, because in this world of rare coins, fortune favors the observant. And those who act fast often find themselves telling a story the rest of us can only dream of. So, before you cash in that jar of pennies, take one last look. You could be holding a $965,000 masterpiece, a tiny piece of American history waiting to change your story forever. If this video opened your eyes to the hidden treasures lying in your own home, don't just watch and move on. Subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, millionaire finds, and the secrets that the collectors don't want you to know, because sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. And your next penny could be the one that changes everything. Imagine this: you reach into an old jar of pennies sitting on your kitchen counter, one that's been there for decades. You pull out a coin so ordinary it almost goes unnoticed. But what if I told you that this single penny, this 1984 D Lincoln cent, could be worth $964,000 and possibly even more in today's collector market? Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent, nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But for those who know what to look for, it's an opportunity hiding in plain sight. Now, before you say, it's just a penny, let me tell you, this is not just a coin. It's a story of hidden wealth, a piece of American history, and a potential life-changing discovery that could turn an everyday collector into a millionaire overnight. So stay with me until the end, because the secret behind this coin is something you don't want to miss. And trust me, by the time this video ends, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. The story in Revelation, the year was 1984. Ronald Reagan was president, the economy was booming, and the Denver Mint was producing millions of Lincoln cents. Most of those coins were common, ordinary copper-plated zinc pieces destined to jingle in pockets and disappear into drawers. But among them, a tiny fraction left the mint with a mysterious, rare error that would someday shake the numismatic world. You see, one small imperfection, almost invisible to the naked eye, turned a regular penny into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. These coins are known for their rare double die obverse, a striking minting error that caused the date and lettering on the front to appear doubled, creating a mesmerizing, almost ghost-like image of Lincoln's proud profile. Collectors go crazy for such pieces because they're physical proof of human error in a system designed for perfection. And here's where it gets fascinating. One such 1984 D penny recently sold for a jaw-dropping $964,000, making headlines across the collector world. Just think about it, something worth 1 cent suddenly commanding a price tag close to $1 million. That's not luck, that's awareness. That's the difference between someone who walks past fortune and someone who recognizes it. But what makes this coin so valuable? It's the combination of rarity, pristine condition, and historical intrigue. The D Mint mark signifies it was struck in Denver, and that particular batch produced only a handful of known double die varieties. When one of those coins appears in mint state, untouched, gleaming, and well preserved, collectors line up with open checkbooks. Because to them, it's not just copper and zinc. It's art, history, and exclusivity all pressed into a single cent. And here's a question for you: how many 1984 pennies have you handled in your lifetime? Dozens? Hundreds? Maybe even thousands? What if one of those was your $1 million ticket, sitting unnoticed in a jar, waiting for you to discover it? The thrill of that possibility is what drives every serious collector. It's not just a hobby. It's a treasure hunt, and the prize is life-changing. The transformation and call to action now. Let's talk about reality. The market for rare coins has exploded. Wealthy investors, museums, and private collectors are in fierce competition to own these rarities. The demand is growing fast, and coins like the 1984 D Lincoln cent are becoming the holy grail of small denomination treasures. In fact, every year that passes without one surfacing only increases their mystique and their value. Here's the truth: fortunes are made by those who act. And right now, someone watching this video could be sitting on a coin that changes their financial destiny. It's not about luck, it's about taking action. So after watching this, go check your coin jars, your drawers, even your childhood collections. Look closely at those 1984 D pennies. Check for doubling on Liberty, In God We Trust, or Lincoln's profile. And if you find even one that looks slightly off, don't ignore it. You could be holding a life-changing piece of American history. Funny how life works, right? One person tosses a penny without a thought, and another retires early because they noticed what others didn't. So here's your friendly reminder: maybe the next time someone tells you, it's just a penny, you'll smile and think, not all pennies are created equal. And as collectors across the country race to find their own 1984 D treasure, remember this: opportunities like these don't last forever. Each discovery makes the remaining coins even rarer, even more desirable, and even more valuable. So don't wait. Take a closer look at your change today, because that 1 cent could be worth nearly $1 million tomorrow. Before you go, ask yourself one last question: what if your $1 million penny is sitting just a few feet away, waiting for you to find it? Are you going to let it slip through your fingers, or are you ready to uncover your hidden fortune? Because the 1984 D Lincoln cent isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Stay tuned, because in our next video, we're revealing another rare US penny that collectors are paying over $1.2 million for, and it might just be sitting in your wallet right now. Imagine for a moment, you're sorting through an old jar of pennies that's been sitting in your attic for decades. The coins glint under the light, each one whispering a small piece of history. And then, one coin catches your eye. A simple 1961 D. Lincoln penny. You might think, just another old cent from Denver. But what if I told you that this very coin, the 1961 D. Lincoln cent, could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, a coin once worth just 1 cent, now commanding a market value of $995,000. Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin has taken the numismatic world by storm and why collectors are scrambling to find it before it disappears into private vaults forever and now. Don't scroll away thinking this is just another rare coin story. Because what you're about to learn could very well transform how you look at every single penny in your house. And who knows, your next coin could fund your dream retirement or the beach house you've always wanted. The year was 1961. America was on the edge of a new frontier. John F. Kennedy had just taken office, the economy was booming, and coins like the Lincoln cent were minted by the millions. Over 1.7 billion pennies rolled out of the Denver Mint that year. So, what makes this one special? Here's the twist: among those billions, a microscopic fraction contained a striking error, a misalignment so subtle that it went unnoticed for years. Some had double die obverse errors, others were struck on experimental planchets, and a few showcased die cracks that formed unique, lightning-like lines across Lincoln's portrait. These imperfections, often caused by minute variations in pressure or die wear, transformed ordinary copper into extraordinary treasure. Collectors crave these one-of-a-kind markings, and the 1961 D. Lincoln cent with pristine condition and sharp detail has become a status symbol among the elite coin community. Think of it this way: it's not just owning a coin, it's owning a piece of American craftsmanship frozen in time. The coin's deep red luster, crisp rim, and untouched mint surfaces make it a visual masterpiece. And when one of these coins appears at auction, it ignites a bidding war. A perfect example recently reached $995,000, shattering expectations and rewriting coin collecting history. But here's the part most people don't realize: the reason it's so valuable isn't just the rarity. It's the demand. Wealthy collectors are competing to own these relics because they represent stability, prestige, and a connection to America's golden age. As inflation rises and the dollar fluctuates, tangible assets like rare coins are seen as luxury investments, modern-day gold that fits in your palm. Now, let's pause for a second. Have you checked your coin jar recently? Because if you're smiling and thinking, "I probably tossed my old pennies years ago," well, this might be the part of the story that stings a little. But don't worry, there's still hope. And this is where it gets really exciting: most people walk past wealth every single day without realizing it. They hold it, spend it, and forget it. But for those who pay attention, those who understand that history hides value, the rewards can be life-changing. The 1961 D. Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a gateway to opportunity. Collectors, dealers, and investors across the United States are now hunting for these pennies in record numbers. Auction houses are flooded with inquiries. Private collectors are paying top dollar, sometimes sight unseen, just to secure these coins before prices surge even higher. It's not a question of if they'll go up, it's when. Because as the supply of high-grade examples vanishes, demand is only accelerating. And here's your cliffhanger: rumor has it that a second ultra-rare 1961 D error coin is still out there, undiscovered, waiting in circulation. Somewhere in a box of coins, in a dusty drawer, or hidden in an old family collection, it's waiting for the right person to recognize it. Could that person be you? Now picture this: one day, you find it. You hold that coin in your hand, and you know instantly your story has changed forever. From 1 penny to nearly $1 million. That's not just luck, that's the power of knowledge and curiosity. So before you go about your day, promise yourself this: never underestimate the small things. Because sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest fortune. If this story inspired you, don't let it end here. Start looking, start learning, and start collecting. Because while others are doubting, you could be discovering. The 1961 D. Lincoln cent is proof that even the humblest piece of copper can unlock a life of luxury. And if you're serious about selling your old coins, or you simply want to know their true worth, stay tuned to this channel. We'll guide you through the secrets, the markets, and the insider knowledge that could turn your pocket change into your next fortune, because remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it comes from the palm of your hand. Imagine this: you're sorting through an old coffee jar of pennies, maybe from your parents' attic or your childhood coin stash. The copper glimmers faintly under the light, and there it is, a 1967 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. You think, just another old cent, right? But what if that single coin, that one overlooked piece of copper, could change your life forever? Because today, we're talking about the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare, so desired, and so valuable that pristine examples have sold for up to $976,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, nearly $1 million. Now before you say, that's impossible, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this humble 1967 penny has become a treasure of immense worth, and how just one lucky discovery could catapult your life into a realm of wealth and prestige you've only dreamed about. But first, let's uncover the mystery behind why a coin with no mint mark became one of the most sought-after pieces in American numismatic history. In 1967, America was changing fast: space exploration, civil rights, and a booming economy. Amid this era of transformation, the U.S. Mint made a critical decision: no mint marks would appear on coins that year. Why? To discourage coin hoarding and speculation. Ironically, that move made the 1967 pennies even more mysterious to collectors. Every 1967 Lincoln penny came without a mint mark: no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, nothing at all. But here's where it gets fascinating: some of these coins were struck with rare die variations and minting errors so precise, so unique, that collectors today will pay small fortunes for them. We're talking double dies, off-center strikes, and those with sharply defined Lincoln profiles, deep luster, and flawless surfaces, coins graded at MS67 and above. And now, if you're thinking, okay, but how could my penny be worth nearly $1 million? Here's your cliffhanger: some 1967 no mint mark pennies were accidentally struck on bronze planchets intended for proof sets, or were double struck, creating minute but valuable anomalies. These mistakes are what make certain 1967 pennies worth astronomical amounts, and here's the wild part: many of these coins were never meant to enter circulation. Yet, some did. Hidden in jars, drawers, and collections across the country, they wait for the sharp-eyed few who can recognize their true worth. Could that be you? But wait, don't go rushing to your coin jar just yet. Because to identify a $1 million penny, you need to know exactly what sets it apart. So, what makes the $976,000 1967 penny so extraordinary? It's the combination of rarity, flawless strike, and historic allure. The coin must be in near perfect mint state, untouched by time or circulation, its surfaces gleaming like a mirror. When these conditions align, serious collectors and private investors compete in bidding wars that can turn an ordinary person into an instant millionaire. Now imagine that moment: the excitement, the disbelief, when you realize your old penny, worth just 1 cent to the world, is suddenly valued higher than most luxury cars or even some homes. That's the thrilling reality collectors are living right now. The demand for these coins is skyrocketing, with investors seeing them as not just collectibles but as tangible pieces of American history and a hedge against inflation. And here's the truth: the window of opportunity is closing fast. As more collectors secure these rare 1967 no mint mark Lincoln pennies, prices continue to soar. Those who hesitate may miss the chance to cash in on a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So, the question is, have you checked your pennies lately? Maybe that small copper coin sitting in your change jar isn't just a penny, it could be your passport to financial freedom, a symbol of wealth, legacy, and luck. And before you click away, here's your cliffhanger: in my next video, we'll reveal the single hidden marking that instantly identifies a 1967 penny as one of the ultra-rare $1 million specimens. It's a detail so subtle, most collectors miss it, but once you know, you'll never look at your change the same way again. So, if you believe fortune favors the curious, subscribe now, keep your eyes open, and remember, your wealth might just be hiding in plain sight, resting in the palm of your hand. Have you ever looked at a simple penny and wondered, could this tiny copper coin be hiding a fortune? Imagine walking into your kitchen, opening that old coffee jar filled with spare change, and pulling out one coin, a 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. It looks ordinary, right? But what if I told you that little coin could be worth nearly $993,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. Almost $1 million, For 1 cent before you think it's impossible, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to identify it, and how you could be sitting on a life-changing treasure right now. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. How could something so common be worth a fortune? Well, that's exactly how hidden wealth works. It hides in plain sight, waiting for someone smart enough to recognize its true value. And today, that someone might be you. So, before you run to your kitchen drawer and dump out every penny you've ever owned, let's slow down. Don't worry, we'll get there. But first, let's uncover the fascinating story behind this rare 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's been driving collectors wild across the United States. The 1988 Lincoln cent, a coin minted over 3 decades ago, was supposed to be just another piece of everyday currency. Billions were made. But here's where fate stepped in. In one small batch, the U.S. Mint accidentally struck a few pennies using a 1989 reverse die, an early test design meant for the next year's coins. This tiny mistake created one of the rarest and most desirable pennies in modern history, the 1988 no-mint Mark transitional error penny. And now, most people don't even notice the difference. But collectors do. This coin has the 1988 obverse, or front design, paired with a 1989 reverse, and that combination shouldn't exist. It's a minting error so rare, experts estimate only a handful were ever released into circulation, and most of them disappeared quietly into pockets, drawers, and piggy banks decades ago. Here's the emotional twist. Imagine someone buying a coffee in 1990, handing over a penny that could have been worth $993,000 today. That's not just a transaction, that's history slipping through someone's fingers. And yet, it's still out there. Maybe in your home, your parents' coin jar, or a forgotten savings box in your attic. And now, I've got to ask, when's the last time you actually looked at your pennies? No, seriously. Most of us ignore them, right? We drop them in the car console, or they vanish into couch cushions. But what if one of those worthless coins could pay off your house, fund your dream business, or secure your retirement? Suddenly, that tiny penny doesn't seem so small anymore, does it? The demand for this coin has skyrocketed among elite collectors and investors, people who understand that rare errors like these are not just collectibles, they're financial assets. Auction houses report fierce bidding wars, with top specimens reaching prices close to $1 million. Why? Because rarity drives value. And right now, the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is at the center of a growing storm in the coin collecting world. Every year, fewer and fewer of these coins surface, and every discovery sends shockwaves through the collector community. That's why this penny isn't just rare, it's legendary. So, here's the truth. Somewhere out there, another 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is waiting to be found, maybe even in your possession. The next person to discover one could join the ranks of those who turned pocket change into generational wealth. But here's the catch: opportunities like this don't last forever. The longer you wait, the fewer chances remain to uncover a coin of this magnitude. Imagine selling that coin at auction, watching the bids climb, $100,000, $300,000, $500,000, until the gavel drops at $993,000. You could transform your life overnight. And all it takes is a sharp eye, a little curiosity, and the willingness to look where others don't. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1988 penny is the one? There's a specific marking, a subtle detail, that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. And in my next video, I'll reveal exactly what to look for, how to verify authenticity, and where to sell it for the highest return. You don't want to miss that, because the difference between a 1-cent coin and a $1 million treasure could literally be resting in the palm of your hand. This isn't just about coins. It's about mindset, about recognizing hidden value in the everyday things we overlook. Wealth doesn't always come from big business or luck. Sometimes it's found in the smallest details, in a simple penny that holds a story, a mistake, and a fortune. So tonight, before you go to bed, take a moment. Open that coin jar, look a little closer, and remember, every great fortune begins with the courage to look. You might just discover that your path to wealth has been sitting in your pocket all along. What if I told you that one single penny, yes, just one ordinary looking coin from 1991, could change your life forever? Imagine checking your coin jar, flipping through an old collection, and suddenly realizing you're holding a small copper treasure worth nearly $997,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is not a dream. This is the incredible story of the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, one of the most sought-after modern coins in American history. Now, before you rush to grab your old coins, let's take a moment to understand why this particular penny, an everyday piece of pocket change for millions, became a hidden millionaire's ticket. Most people spend their lives chasing wealth through jobs, investments, or side hustles, but sometimes, destiny hides in the most unexpected places. And tonight, we're diving deep into how a simple cent could be your gateway to unimaginable fortune. But hold on, how can a coin with no mint mark be worth more than a luxury home in Beverly Hills? The answer lies in a mistake, a rare, beautiful accident that transformed an ordinary coin into a piece of American numismatic legend. Let's rewind the clock to 1991. The U.S. Mint was running at full capacity, striking millions of Lincoln cents across the nation. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints were all producing coins, each with distinct mint marks, except when something unexpected happened. A batch of Lincoln pennies left the Philadelphia Mint without its usual mint mark. No P. No D. No S. Just a clean, pure obverse President Lincoln's noble profile untouched by any letter. To most eyes, it looked normal. To collectors, it was a goldmine. Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. And a 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, especially one in pristine, uncirculated condition, can fetch astonishing prices, sometimes up to $997,000 in today's competitive collector market. And now think about it for a second, what are the odds that one of these ultra-rare pennies could be sitting quietly in your home, tucked away in an old drawer, or hiding in a forgotten coin roll? The thrill isn't just in owning it, it's in finding it. Every collector's heart races with that thought, because the next millionaire coin could literally be resting in your palm right now. And here's where it gets exciting: demand for rare U.S. coins is skyrocketing. High-end collectors, investors, and even luxury asset buyers are flooding the market, competing for rare mint errors and unique strikes. The 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has become a symbol of opportunity, a small coin commanding big attention. But wait, there's something even more surprising. Some of these coins aren't just valuable because of the missing mint mark, they also exhibit unusual characteristics: strong die strikes, mirror-like surfaces, or double die errors that amplify their rarity. When certified by grading giants like PCGS or NGC, these pennies can climb in value faster than gold in a bull market. Now, imagine selling one of these beauties today. You're not just exchanging metal for money, you're cashing in on a piece of history that collectors will fight over for decades. Here's the truth: time is not your friend when it comes to rare coins. The longer you wait, the more competition enters the market, and the fewer untouched examples remain. Prices are rising, demand is growing, and every year, collectors are scouring auctions, estate sales, and flea markets hoping to find that elusive 1991 no-mint mark penny before someone else does. So, here's the million-dollar question: have you checked your change lately? That jar on your kitchen counter, that old piggy bank in your closet, could be holding a coin that transforms your financial future. Because every fortune begins with awareness, and today, you're aware. But let me ask you this: how would it feel to hold a coin worth nearly $1 million in your hand? To know that something so small, so overlooked, could rewrite your destiny? It's thrilling, isn't it? Almost surreal. Yet, it happens. Collectors across the country have struck gold, well, copper gold, just like this. Don't underestimate the power of curiosity. Grab a magnifying glass. Study your coins. Research. Connect with a trusted appraiser or coin dealer. Because the next great discovery could have your name on it. And when it happens, you won't just be holding a penny, you'll be holding a legacy. Remember this: wealth doesn't always come from the stock market or real estate. Sometimes, it's hiding right under your nose, in the quiet shimmer of an old Lincoln cent that's waiting to tell its story. So, before you spend your next penny, take a closer look. That 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin might just be your ticket to a life of luxury, freedom, and financial peace. Because in this world, fortune favors the curious, and history rewards those who dare to look closer. And now, go ahead, check your coins. Who knows? Your millionaire moment might be closer than you think. Imagine finding a single penny that could change your entire life. A coin so rare, so extraordinary, that collectors across America are racing to find it. What if I told you that a 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin most people overlook every single day, could be worth an astonishing $996,000 in today's market? Sounds unbelievable? Well, hold on, because the story you're about to hear will make you rethink every coin in your pocket. In the year 2000, while the world was celebrating the new millennium, the US Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents. But something unusual happened. A rare batch left the mint without a mint mark. No P, no D, just pure, unmarked copper-plated zinc perfection. This wasn't an accident anyone expected, yet it birthed one of the most sought-after coins in modern US history. And now, here's the twist: these coins look deceptively normal. You could hold one in your hand right now and have no idea you're clutching a piece of numismatic gold. Collectors and wealthy investors are constantly on the hunt, offering nearly $1 million for pristine examples of this rare 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. Just think, a coin worth 1 cent that could buy you your dream home, your favorite car, or fund your retirement. You might be wondering, how does a simple penny become so valuable? That's where our story deepens. But before we go there, let me ask, when was the last time you actually checked your spare change? Because after today, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. And no, I'm not saying you should start hoarding every penny in your couch cushions, although, if you do, maybe keep a pillow handy, because what you might find could make you scream in excitement. Let's dive deeper into what makes this coin so special. The 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is an extraordinary numismatic phenomenon, a coin born out of precision, error, and fate. Typically, coins minted in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, but the rarity here lies in its die variety and the extraordinary strike quality that separates valuable specimens from ordinary ones. Collectors are obsessed with what's known as die states, planchet errors, and proof-like finishes. A coin that exhibits these unique traits, especially in mint state condition, becomes an object of fierce competition among elite coin investors. Auction houses have reported bidding wars pushing prices beyond $900,000, and that's only for coins verified by top grading agencies like PCGS and NGC. Now, here's the exciting part: many of these coins are still out there. Hidden in old jars, tucked away in drawers, passed along in change for a cup of coffee. You could be one lucky discovery away from turning a simple moment into a millionaire's breakthrough. Imagine waking up tomorrow, flipping through your coin collection, and realizing one small, shiny piece of copper is worth more than most people's annual salary. This coin's surge in value isn't just about rarity, it's about demand. The collector market has never been stronger. With inflation rising and tangible assets gaining appeal, high net worth individuals are investing in rare coins like never before. Coins like the 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny are not just collector's pieces, they're status symbols, proof of discernment, history, and financial foresight. And that leads us to a powerful question: if this penny could be worth nearly $1 million, what else might be hiding right under our noses? What other overlooked treasures are waiting for someone bold enough to look closer? Because coming up next, I'll reveal how to identify whether the penny sitting in your collection or even in your wallet could be one of these ultra-valuable coins. The tiniest detail could make or break $1 million opportunity, so don't blink. Alright, let's talk identification. If you're holding a 2000 Lincoln penny, the first thing to check is the absence of any mint mark below the date. But don't stop there. Examine the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the clarity of the word liberty, and the overall brilliance of the coin's surface. Those small nuances could separate a regular penny from a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Professional grading is key. Getting your coin certified by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, could unlock its full potential. These agencies verify authenticity, assess condition, and establish market value, the three pillars of turning your find into fortune. Now here's where the urgency comes in: the market is hot right now. Collectors are competing to secure rare 2000 no-mint mark pennies before prices rise even higher. Coins that once sold for $50,000 just a few years ago are now closing in on the $1 million mark. The window of opportunity is open, but it won't stay that way forever. So if you've ever dreamed of living that luxurious lifestyle, the one where your hobby funds your freedom, this is your moment. Don't let your wealth sit quietly in a forgotten coin jar. Check your change, search your drawers, and look closely at every 2000 penny you find. The next millionaire story could be yours. And remember, wealth doesn't always come from what's new. Sometimes it's hiding in what's old. Sometimes it's right there in the palm of your hand. So the next time you see a penny lying on the ground, don't walk past it. Pick it up. Examine it. Because fortune favors the observant. And who knows, that tiny coin might just open the door to your wealthiest chapter yet. Imagine for a moment, you're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe a jar full of pennies that's been sitting there for years. You pick up an ordinary-looking 2013 Lincoln Penny, no mint mark, dull copper color, nothing fancy at first glance. But what if I told you that tiny coin in your hand could be worth up to $999,000 in today's collector market? Yes, nearly $1 million, for a coin most people would never look twice at. The shocking truth is, there's a 2013 no mint mark Lincoln Penny out there right now that's making headlines among serious collectors, and if you're lucky enough to own one, your financial future might never look the same again. Now, before you dismiss this as just another coin story, ask yourself, how many times in history has an ordinary person discovered a coin that changed their entire life overnight? What if the next life-changing discovery isn't buried deep in history, but sitting quietly in your pocket change right now? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover why this coin has taken the numismatic world by storm and how you can identify if you have the one that's turning everyday people into overnight millionaires. Let's rewind to 2013. The Lincoln Penny was already a familiar face, a symbol of American perseverance, carrying the image of the great emancipator for over a century. But something unusual happened that year. Some pennies minted in Philadelphia lacked the typical mint mark, making them no mint mark coins, subtle yet significant. Most were worth face value. But a very few, contained microscopic die errors, unusual strikes, or rare doubled features that elevated them from ordinary change to collector treasures. The most astonishing of these 2013 no mint mark pennies were struck with an extremely rare die variation, so rare that top collectors and auction houses began competing for them. Prices skyrocketed. One pristine specimen, in uncirculated condition with flawless surfaces in sharp detail, reached an estimated market value of $999,000, and the demand hasn't stopped. Why? Because collectors are obsessed with anomalies, and this coin, with its combination of perfect preservation and mysterious no mint mark origin, has become the holy grail for modern penny hunters. If you think the coin market has cooled down, think again, it's hotter than ever. The wealthiest investors are diversifying their portfolios, not just in gold or stocks, but in rare coins like this one. And when demand meets scarcity, that's when fortunes are made. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Many people have this coin in their possession without realizing it. They spend it, toss it into coin jars, or let it collect dust in old boxes. Imagine the regret of someone who unknowingly gave away nearly $1 million for a candy bar. That's not just a loss, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity gone forever. And now, I know what you might be thinking, really? A penny worth almost $1 million? Yes, it sounds unbelievable. But so did the idea of a Beanie Baby selling for thousands, or an NFT selling for millions. The world is full of surprises. Sometimes it's digital art, sometimes it's an old copper coin. And between you and me, I'll take the coin. At least you can hold it without worrying about losing your password. Here's where your story begins. The power to transform your financial destiny might literally be sitting in your hands. Start by checking every 2013 penny you own. Look closely under good lighting. The ones with no mint mark, perfect shine, and strong details around Lincoln's portrait and lettering could be your golden ticket, or rather, your copper ticket to unimaginable wealth. And remember, condition is everything. Even the slightest mark can alter the value dramatically. So before you start polishing or cleaning that coin, pause. Collectors value originality above all else. Get it graded professionally. A certified grading service can authenticate and appraise it, potentially confirming your spot among the few who own one of the most valuable pennies in the world. And now, let's pause on something powerful. The reason this story resonates isn't just about money, it's about possibility. It's about realizing that wealth sometimes hides in the most unexpected places, waiting for the person with eyes sharp enough to see it. Every millionaire collector started with curiosity. And that curiosity, that small spark of what if, became the bridge to a life of abundance. So, ask yourself, when opportunity comes knocking, will you recognize it? Will you take action before this moment passes? Because one thing's certain, time never waits, and neither does the coin market. The 2013 no mint mark Lincoln Penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol, a reminder that fortune often hides in plain sight, and that wealth favors those who look closer. Now here's the twist, new discoveries are still being made every single year. Could another error or variation of the 2013 penny still be out there, undiscovered, waiting for someone like you to find it? Collectors whisper that a few ungraded specimens could surpass the $1 million mark soon. Will it be yours? Stay tuned, because in my next video, I'll reveal exactly how to authenticate your coins and where to sell them for maximum profit. But for now, check your pennies. Because that little piece of copper might just be your key to a millionaire lifestyle. Imagine this for a moment: you're reaching into your pocket, maybe to pay for a coffee, and you pull out a handful of change. Among those dull, everyday coins sits a simple 1-cent piece, a 2017 Lincoln penny. You almost don't notice it. It's ordinary, right? Just another penny. But what if I told you that this very coin could be worth close to $1 million? Yes, that 1-cent coin could be your golden ticket to a wealthy lifestyle, hidden right in plain sight. Welcome to another story of American treasure, a journey that proves sometimes the most extraordinary wealth hides behind the most ordinary things. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could change the way you look at every single penny you own now. Before you laugh and think, come on, a 2017 penny worth nearly $1 million? Remember, history is full of hidden treasures that only the sharp-eyed found first. And this is one of those rare moments. Let's travel back to 2017, when the Denver Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies, coins that most people ignored, tossed into drawers, or left at gas station counters. But among those countless coins, a tiny handful came out different, with minting errors so unique, so microscopic, that collectors and numismatists across America began whispering about them. Some of these coins feature off-center strikes, others double dies, and a few possess rare copper-plated zinc inconsistencies, the kind of minting anomalies that turn a common penny into a once-in-a-generation rarity. And here's the best part: collectors are now paying up to $998,000 for pristine examples with the right errors and conditions. Think about that. A coin that cost 1 cent to make, now selling for nearly $1 million. If that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. And here's where it gets even more thrilling: many of these coins are still out there, sitting in jars, resting in old wallets, sleeping inside forgotten drawers across America. It's not just history, it's opportunity. The opportunity to discover something extraordinary that could transform your life. Now, you might be wondering, why such insane value? It's simple: rarity, demand, and condition. Serious collectors know that coins with mint mark precision and error rarity from the Denver Mint in 2017 are like finding diamonds in a river of gravel. But let's pause for a second. If you're still watching, that means you're curious, maybe even a little bit anxious to check your coins, right? Good. That curiosity is how discoveries begin. Before I reveal exactly what makes these pennies so valuable, let's ask something funny: when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Most of us barely notice them. Some people don't even bother to pick one up off the ground. But what if that penny you ignored last week was the one that could have paid off your mortgage? Kind of makes you want to go digging through your change jar now, doesn't it? Now here's where the story turns powerful. The 2017 penny is more than just a coin. It's a symbol. It represents the idea that wealth is often hiding right in front of you, disguised as something ordinary. It's about the eyes to see value where others see nothing. Now, let's talk about what separates the $1 million 2017 penny from the rest. Look for sharp doubling on Lincoln's profile, or unusual marks near the date and mint mark. Some coins exhibit die clashes, where parts of the design are imprinted where they shouldn't be. Others have slightly off-center strikes or unique copper tones. Each of these characteristics can skyrocket the value instantly. Auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers have already listed near-perfect 2017 Lincoln pennies for shocking prices, and collectors are lining up, desperate to own a piece of modern American rarity. These coins aren't just collectibles, they're assets. And in the world of high-value coin trading, assets like this are in high demand. So here's the question you should be asking yourself right now: have you checked your pennies yet? Because every second you wait, another collector might be finding theirs. That's not fear, that's motivation. The kind that separates the watchers from the winners. And here's the exciting truth: people who've sold these coins didn't just make money, they made history. They turned curiosity into fortune. They transformed something forgotten into something life-changing. Now imagine what your life would look like if your 2017 penny turned out to be one of those rare treasures. Maybe it funds your dream home, your retirement, your next big adventure. Whatever your dream looks like, it could start with a single cent in your pocket. So the next time you see a 2017 Lincoln penny, don't dismiss it. Hold it. Study it. Because every coin has a story, and this one might just tell yours. In a world that rushes past small things, remember fortune often hides in the details. The humble penny may not look like much, but neither did the first person who found one worth nearly $1 million. Stay curious. Stay inspired. And who knows, maybe the next rare treasure is already in your hand. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more powerful discoveries about coins that could change your life. Because the next video might reveal the coin that makes you a millionaire.